Alright. Welcome back to Surviving the Abyss. Early base to Immortal clones. We're gonna finish it up with this one. Now, before I start building the cloning infrastructure, it's a good idea to top up your resources, as there's a lot of building that will come with the clones. You're gonna need more housing, food, power, everything essentially. And it's better to have the stockpiles in place before you start. I'm currently low on quartz, so I'm gonna add an extractor, bring a little bit of quartz in and top up that resource. And then we'll start building the cloning. Again, I have no idea where to put the power lines. I think this is a case of, what's the saying? Paralysis by overanalysis. Nonetheless, we'll proceed. At this point, we're running really low on crew and power, so most parts of the base are turned off right now as I micromanage the resources. Yeah, get these people moved around. Gonna need a little bit more housing, I think. Oxygen is, air quality is pretty good. You can leave that for now. Once you get the extractors all running, air quality is going to go down dramatically, so you are going to need some air purifiers, but for now I can hold off. Air purifiers require aluminum. I don't have access to aluminum at the moment. We'll just hold off for now. Get a little bit more research points coming in while I accumulate the resources. And let's get the quartz up and running for a bit. That'll work. I think we're still pulling in quartz, so I can't transfer the mining sub yet. Let's have a look at our outpost. Yeah, almost done. Let that finish off, free up the subs. Alright. We're gonna need some docks to move the people down to the outpost. Once the docks are built, the people will automatically be transferred via transport. What do we got here? Oh, Last time I did this with the coal, I injured one of the crew members. I don't really want to get anybody dead. I'm not sure what the experimental processing will do. I'm just going to go with the proven techniques. I'm not going to take any chances now. That brings in some iron ore. Good enough. Stockpiles are getting pretty good. Don't need any more steel for the moment. All right. Not much left there. Let's add some living quarters. We're gonna need more housing for when the clones are produced. Again, this layout is not the best. However, it's worked well enough. We'll just slap the rest down. I'm sure there's a better design, but when I started this, I really had no idea what I was doing, and it worked okay. Alright, cloning infrastructure. First thing we need is marine stabilizers. They're used to replenish the fauna where you have traps. You don't need them for your protein harvesters. They replenish on their own, but the traps need the stabilizer to keep them active. Without the stabilizer, you will deplete the habitats and they will produce nothing. It's also why I like to work the habitats in pairs, as one stabilizer can cover 2 habitats. In the case where you only have one, it's not quite as efficient, but you can reduce the crew from 2 down to 1, and it appears it will handle the single habitat just fine. Let's get some traps down. Get them built. So down here we have a chain of common, uncommon, and rare. It will be able to sustain itself. And we're going to want to look at a second chain. I've got a common and an uncommon here. And we'll use them to populate a second rare habitat. Final pair, another stabilizer, That should do. Couple more traps there and the infrastructure will be done. Power is nearly maxed out still. So, there are 3 kinds of habitats: common, uncommon, rare. Common doesn't require bait and will automatically generate fauna. You need common bait for the uncommon habitat to get it in production, and then you'll need uncommon bait for the rare habitats to get them in production. It's basically on a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. The common and uncommon habitats will produce enough to allow you to use it as bait and accumulate genomes for the cloning factory or cloning lab, and allows them to be self-sufficient. So let's add the bait. I should be turning on the stabilizers now, but whatever. I want to get a head start on that one. It's particularly good. Let's get a little bit more steel in before we start. Again, once the clones start to be produced, they're going to require housing, food, power, oxygen. You're going to have to start adding to the base to support them, and it's nice to have the resources on hand to do it. That'll work. We don't need a lot of steel. So I'm just baiting the traps here. The cycle for the fauna is quite long, so we got to give it some time to generate. And let's build the cloning lab. Expensive. A lot of resources to build and requires 8 power. And it'll be ready to go when we are. I'm low on just about everything now. I'm gonna let it stock up a bit. Though I'm not bringing much in at this point. I'll just clean that up and finish it off. Alright, cloning lab is in. We're close to beginning. Alright, get this section up and running. There's our unfriendly neighbor. Get the UV lights on. That should repel him. Keep him away from our base. And we'll just wait for the end of the event. Resources are building slowly. As you can see, the consumption rate is doubled with the UV lights on. So coal efficiency does help here, if nowhere else. Still low on quartz, but I do have access as needed. I think we're pretty good. No attacks so far. We're good. Shut down the steel production shortly. Coal is good. Well, we're pretty much out of resources in the immediate area. But this will get us through to the clones. There. I'm gonna leave this guy going. Not very much power left. I still have to power these stabilizers. Let's get them up. I still have to finish baiting the 2 fauna chains. Quartz mining at some point. Gonna need that power. And people. Alright. Stabilizers all running. And let's get rid of the, or turn off the quartz mine. That should give us the power we need. Yep, 8. As you can see, to run the cloning, I've got to turn off virtually every other building. We're very close to that. That's part of the reason I suggest a slow build. Get him baited with the spider crab. I think just the rares need bait now. Let's have a look down at the outpost. That's good. some bait. Alright, this chain is up and running. We just need to give it some time to accumulate. That's good. One worker, good. Alright, that's set up. We're waiting for the uncommon to produce. These move pretty slowly, so it takes some time to accumulate. Good enough. And add the bait. So the 2 fauna chains are up and running. We'll give them some time to accumulate. I'll need 2 more power to... For now, while they're accumulating, I'll turn some research back on. Won't be there long, but there we go. So I need 2 more power. I've got pretty much everything turned off, so it looks like farm again. I'll turn off one of the 2 farms. I'm gonna keep the coal. We have the power for the cloning lab. Let's bring her online. And here are my genomes. Got some good ones. And that's particularly good. The armor head. It's going to give me generalists. I got engineers. I can work with them. So they come with a mutation chance, and we're going to use the sunfish to reduce that chance back down to 0. Not sure why I can't add the 4th, but no matter. Put another sunfish in and reduce the mutation down to 0. So to get immortal clones, you need a 0 mutation rate, or less, I imagine. Let's see what we got. Hoping for an engineer. Should get an engineer. All right, almost there. So once you get the clones up and running, the game will open up a lot. You have a lot more options of building types, size. Right, there's the engineer. Good. Again, once you bring the clones online or populate the base with them, you're going to need more of everything. More housing, more food, more recreation. So you'll be entering into your next building phase. By this point, you'll probably have access to some of the higher tech buildings. And essentially you start the process over, rebuilding the base. I haven't gone that far, so I really don't have too many ideas on how to go about that. Obviously, I'm going to need food first, so that would be my first problem to solve. But now, with the crew members to work, I can add a lot more. Alright, let's get some generalists up and running. This is a good genome, easy to use. It gives me 5 runs, or 5 uses. And I'm going to be 100% with 100% generalist with 0 mutations. So I should get 5 general workers here. Cloning takes a while, so just be patient and wait. There we go, infinite lifespan. Now, if you get a really tough map, you may have to bring clones in earlier. So they will likely have a mutation rate and therefore be mortal. And they will last roughly, I think it's 60 days, upon which they will die. When crew members die, there's a huge morale penalty. I haven't really experimented with that too much. With a decent map, with good resources, you can skip that, but I imagine it can be done with some mortal clones as well. With a little bit of luck though, you can skip that phase and go right to Immortal. Makes it much easier. And one more. So, that gives us Immortal clones. And this completes basically the first phase of the game. And with access to crew now, you can begin to expand. There we go. 27 crew. We don't need the cloning lab now. And we can start to bring up some buildings. I think I'm going to build a power generator too. So, add some power and call it a done deal. So that's Surviving the Abyss, early base to Immortal clones. Hopefully it demonstrates a fairly easy way to get to the clones and get them produced. And it shows that you don't really need a huge base to do this. You just have to juggle your crew and your resources as needed. And get what you need. Yeah, a lot of unemployment now. Just wait for the power to come online. I've been power poor for so long. I just want to see a nice big power number. Need cement and quartz, but we'll leave that for another day. So power's on. I have a crew. I can start turning some of the buildings on. Let's bring the coal to meet demand. There we go. Again, so as I said, this opens up the game now. You can start moving or building in different directions and strategies and go from there. I hope this has been helpful. With a little bit of luck, you can pick up a tip or two along the way and get past the first stage of surviving the abyss. Good luck all.